Okay, let's get started. I think we've all been talking about getting frustrated with team members who aren't necessarily pulling their own weight, and we're in these trifecta groups, and some of us are getting frustrated that our trifecta groups aren't working, and people are complaining about the goals and the deadlines and other things that have been set for us if we're in those groups. And so one of the things I do with my students is I talk to them about the three types of people that are in our groups. And there's always three types typically: the alphas, the gammas, and the deltas. So the alphas will be your top rated people. So they are your go-getters. You need a volunteer, they're the first to go there. You need $500 in PRS, they're going to make that happen so you can advance. You want them to go and message 10 people just about the kudos, they're going to be the first ones to do that and the first ones to complete it. So they're really your go-getters. I'm going to be successful no matter what I do. I don't need any motivation. I've got this. Your gammas are our middle people. These are the people that are trying to learn the business, trying to figure out what Younique is all about, what our values are about. They have some really good ideas, great intentions, but they don't necessarily know how to succeed as well as the alphas do. So they need a little bit more support than challenge from our groups. And then you have a third layer of people, and those would be your deltas. One thing I always tell my fraternities and sororities at the university I work at is that 90% of you are going to be awesome. 10% of your people in your organizations are going to be assholes. And they're not going to care. They're there for the party. They're there for the perks. They're there for the fun, but they're not there for the work. And that would be our deltas. So our deltas are the people that are going to make excuses, and they're going to say, well, we can't reach this deadline because of X, Y, and Z. Or, I have so much going on that I'm not going to host a party this month, or whatever it may be. The problem that happens with leaders is that we spend 90% of our times focused on the deltas, trying to motivate those deltas, trying to make them better people, trying to get them to live up to at least whatever the gammas are doing. And by doing that, what happens is that our alphas start to notice, why am I doing all this work for my team if I'm not even going to get any praise for it or any recognition for it? So they're going to sink into the gamma world, and the gammas are going to recognize the same thing. Like, I'm totally lost, but my leader keeps talking about these deltas who aren't doing anything, and the gammas are going to sink down to the deltas. So what I tell my students is, don't pay any attention to your deltas, because our deltas are typically the loud ones. They're going to voice their opinion. They're going to say the stupid things. They're going to make sure they're heard, but they're going to do nothing to better your organization or better your team. So the more time you focus on the deltas, the more of the voice you give them. So therefore, focus on your alphas and your gammas. All your alphas need is, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate all you're doing. I recognize you. Your gammas is where you're going to want to spend most of your time, because those are the people that can easily become your alphas. They just need the training, the support, and the motivation, because they know what way they want to go, but they don't know quite how to get there yet, if that makes sense. Needless to say, I think, when you're looking at your teams and looking at your trifecta groups, if all you're doing is focusing on those people who aren't helping, you're ignoring the people who are there and who are wanting to help you and who are wanting you to succeed and who want to be successful. So spend less time and challenge yourself as, if I'm frustrated with someone, where else is my attention at? Is it only at this person that I'm frustrated with? Is it only at the negatives that are part of my business? Or is it also at the other end, where I have 3 women, I have a great support of Younique sisters that are here to support me, help me succeed and push forward, and only 10% of them are the jerks or the idiots or whatever it may be who are holding me back. And 100% of your attention is on those 10%, you need to flip your perspective and put your 100% attention on the 90% who are there to help you and move you forward. So that's just a little piece of advice that I give my students and my teammates in my groups that I work with on a daily basis, is that focus on those alphas and those gammas, because they're going to get you somewhere. And if you focus on those deltas, they're just going to continue to draw you back. And they're kind of like a weight on the back of you. Think that you have like a rope tied around you, and they're just tugging you backwards. So cut that rope. Ignore them. Do not put your energy into them, because that's where you're going to end up if you don't keep looking forward. So